Sergeant and Mrs. Smith, you're going to love this house.
Is that a tub in the kitchen?
There's no field manual for finding the right home. But when you do, USAA Homeowners Insurance can help protect it the right way. Restrictions apply.
Live from Colorado. Well, not really live. In fact, it's recorded quite a bit ahead of airtime. But this week's subject is aired live and has so for 50 seasons. This week, we've got Saturday Night Live trivia. This month, the venerable sketch comedy series begins its 50th season from New York City. I've been watching off and on for several decades, and it's usually good for a laugh. I will confess, these days I record it and watch it on Sundays. I can't stay up that late anymore. If you're new to the show, welcome. Every week, we have 3 rounds of 10 questions each. Every week, it's a different topic. All through Season 6, we're covering TV show trivia. If you want to learn more about the show, visit dorkygeekynerdy.com. I'm your host, Brian Rollins. This is the Dorky, Geeky, Nerdy Trivia Podcast, and it's time to start the show. The Dorky Round. Number 1. As of 2024, who has hosted SNL the most often? Alec Baldwin, with 17 appearances as host. Steve Martin is a close second with 16. Number 2. At the age of 88 in 2010, who was the oldest person to host SNL? Betty White. Number 3, as of 2024, who is the longest-serving cast member of Saturday Night Live? Kenan Thompson. He joined the show in 2003 and is still a cast member. Number 4, which network currently airs Saturday Night Live? NBC. Number 5, with the exception of seasons 6 through 10, who has been the executive producer for Saturday Night Live since its inception? Lorne Michaels. Number 6, in 1992, what singer sparked a controversy by tearing up a picture of then Pope John Paul II? Sinead O'Connor. Number 7. There have been numerous movies based on SNL sketches and characters. Which was the first? The Blues Brothers in 1980. Number 8. Who was the first female head writer for SNL? Tina Fey. Number 9. Which recurring SNL segment is designed to add or remove time from the show to keep it on schedule? Weekend Update. Number 10. Played by Will Forte, what recurring sketch and movie is a spoof of the 1980s MacGyver? McGruber. The Geeky Round. Number 1. Who was the first ever host of Saturday Night Live? George Carlin. Number 2. Who was the first woman to host Saturday Night Live? Candice Bergen. She hosted the 4th episode of Season 1. Number 3. What former SNL writer and cast member was elected to the U.S. Senate in 2008? Al Franken. Number 4. Who is the longest tenured female cast member of SNL? Cecily Strong. She was on the show from 2012 to 2022. Number 5. Of the SNL-based movies, which was the highest grossing? Wayne's World in 1992. Number 6. What show, created by Aaron Sorkin, is based around a West Coast version of SNL? Studio 60 on the Sunset Strip. Number 7. Chris Rock left SNL to join what competing sketch comedy series? In Living Color. The show was canceled a year later. Number 8. What was the group name for the original cast? The Not Ready for Prime Time Players. Number 9. In 2001, who became the highest paid cast member of SNL? Will Ferrell. Number 10. Following the 2016 presidential election, which cast member, dressed as Hillary Clinton, performed a cover of Hallelujah? Kate McKinnon. The Nerdy Round. Number 1. In what year did SNL premiere? It started in 1975. Number 2. Which former cast member has hosted SNL the most? Chevy Chase. Despite his well-documented issues with cast members, he's hosted 8 times since leaving the show. Number 3. In 1977, who was the first person to pull double duty as both the host and musical guest? Ray Charles. Number 4. Who won the Anyone Can Host the Saturday Night Live show in 1977? Miskel Spillman. She's the only non-celebrity to host the show and was the oldest host until Betty White in 2010. Number 5. What 2 crew members have been with the show since it started? Cameraman John Pinto and set designer Akira Yoshimura. Yoshimura has been seen on screen numerous times, including playing Sulu in various Star Trek sketches. Number 6. At 17, who was the youngest cast member of SNL? Anthony Michael Hall. Number 7. Which star of The Bear is the first cast member to be the child of a past cast member? Abby Elliott. She's Chris Elliott's daughter. Number 8. The show is shot on which soundstage at 30 Rockefeller Plaza? Studio 8H. It was built in 1937 when the building was constructed. At the time, it was the largest radio studio in the world. Number 9. Who was the oldest cast member of SNL? Leslie Jones. She was 47 during her final year on the show. Number 10. Before composing music for Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit trilogies, who was the original music director for Saturday Night Live? Howard Shore. And good night, everyone. How did you do? Do you watch the show or just catch sketches on YouTube? Speaking of YouTube, be sure to subscribe on there or suggest the channel to your non-podcast app using friends. Thanks. Next week, we're leaving comedy behind and diving into some action and drama. Here's a clue for what to expect. What show was conceived when a TV writer realized there are almost the same number of episodes in a TV season as there are hours in a day? The clock will be ticking away until next Wednesday. See you then. This was episode 293 of the Dorky, Geeky, Nerdy Trivia Podcast. If you'd like to help support the show, become a patron at patreon.com/dorkygeekynerdy. This podcast is written, produced, and hosted by me, Brian Rollins. If you're into audiobooks or are looking to have your book turned into an audiobook, contact me at thevoicesinmyhead.com. This show was released under a Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial No Derivatives 4.0 International License. Thanks for listening. When her 19-year-old son Jack miraculously recovers from a serious head trauma, Maggie is sure her luck has changed. But when she's abducted by a shadow from her past, a phantom with dangerous sapphire eyes, it's up to Jack and his younger brother Tom to unravel the mystery and save their mom from a deadly psychological battle. The brothers seek help from their colorful great aunt, who exposes them to a world of nefarious family secrets, explosive government conspiracies, and a series of horrific murders. Together, they must navigate a dark underworld full of political subterfuge and class warfare before the psychopath who took their mother reaches his Shatterpoint. Evolved Publishing presents a gripping, intriguing glimpse of what America might become. Winner of the Pinnacle Book Achievement Award for Best Thriller. Shatterpoint, written by Jeff Altbeth and narrated by Brian Rollins. Shatterpoint, available now in audiobook.